Ah yes, rappers. The world's most kind, loving, non-violent people that provide beautiful music to our ears.
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
Shut the fuck up.
Even when I was younger, like 14 to 15, I never built a parasocial relationship with an artist. I would just always kind of find out that these artists are actually horrible people. Luckily, being in the time of the internet, you're able to get a pretty good grasp on the type of person your favorite artist might be through interviews, videos of them being seen in public, and other ways you'd be able to find out more information about a person. I listen to a lot of rap, like honestly, an unhealthy amount. In turn, I know a lot of history about most rappers. Some of the said history about these rappers is less than satisfactory. Let's go over some of that today, and if you can like the video real quick, it actually helps me a lot. Thank you. So with each passing topic, they're going to progressively get a little worse. I wanted to start off very light with Travis Scott because I want you to imagine in your head you're sitting with Travis Scott at a dinner table. Like you're dumb enough to pick dinner with Jay-Z over $1 million. What do you think you and Travis Scott would even talk about? Like maybe why Utopia was terrible, or why he always just seems like he's in a bad mood. You know, I don't want to just chalk it up to him being a bad guy because I'm only going off of what I've gathered on the internet over the past like 6 years. There is a whole Fuck Travis Scott Reddit with 32,000 active members. Now, in comparison to his global fan base, that's honestly not that many people, like at all. But it still begs the question, why? Going through this Reddit, I just kept seeing stuff about the Astroworld situation. Utopia was a bad and unmemorable project. But then I got deeper and remembered some stuff that he did that I guess kind of is dickhead material. This engineer was hired by a label to basically work with Travis Scott for a few sessions, and here's what he had to say.
One of the shittier people that I've ever worked with. First off, I show up an hour early to my session, and this artist doesn't show up for like 4 hours after the session call time. But when he does show up, he walks straight into the room, and he's all, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm like, I'm your engineer, man, the label hired me. And so I thought like, oh, this is one of those like, I could tell you this and then we'll be qualified and then you'll actually treat me like a human being. But he's not interested in that. What followed for the next 3 days was me trying to avoid this person as much as possible, because every interaction we had, he treated me and acted towards me as though he was disgusted with who I was as a person. Every time one of my friends are like, "Oh man, yeah, like who's the shittiest person you work with?" I always tell them this story, and many times I get a response, "Yeah, man, he was like that with me too."
Now, for this dude to say he's one of the shittiest people to work with, then for him to go on and say that other people have said the same thing, you would kind of have to look at the common denominator there, right? Like, some people are just genuinely unpleasant people to be around. Think I'm crazy? Okay, when you type in on YouTube, Travis Scott being, the search bar then proceeds to throw this man under the bus by filling in the blanks for you. Travis Scott being a bad person. Travis Scott being rude. Travis Scott being mean to his fans. I mean, damn. His ex-manager made a video about him basically saying he's just the worst person he's ever worked with. He was also rude to a cameraman that was working at a festival.
Hey, get your fucking nerdy ass off the stage, bro. Go. Now, you. Off. Yes, I don't know you, bro. Go. Nobody on stage, bro. Nobody on stage, bro. No disrespect. I'm an artist. I don't care if you're working for Summer Jam. Bye. You're not working for Travis. This isn't Summer Jam. This is a Travis Scott show. The fuck he think he is, man? I'm a fan. If I go to a motherfucking artist show I like, I come sit in the crowd. Like, for example.
Here was his response to that.
The cameraman thing was, when I perform, I like a clear set. And I was already pissed about them not allowing me to have a screen on stage when I perform. I get their press guys, their camera guys to be my backdrop for my show. That's not fair to any artist.
Can I ask why not Travis Scott?
Because what is that?
You realize they have a job to do as well, right?
But that's what a press pit is for. The fans are here to look at me. What does a camera guy being behind me have to do with anything for a show when you have like 15 other camera guys at the bottom?
Now, I don't know if I heard that correctly because his narcissism was probably too loud, but he basically says that he feels that when he's on stage, all focus should be on him, not anything else. And while I completely understand that, I just feel like making a whole spectacle out of it, you know, get your fucking nerdy ass off the stage. I mean, dickhead.
The best rapper in the world is on stage right now, though.
You know, you could have just dropped the mic, turned around, told him what it was. You know, there's just loads of stuff that would just kind of paint this image that Travis Scott is just not the kind of guy you'd want to be around. Now, like I said, I'm the kind of person where I have to be around somebody to be able to tell if they're truly an asshole or not, but I'm gonna connect the dots here. Travis Scott is a dick. Kevin Gaynor, or K-Suave, is a rapper from Ohio. Before being heavily associated with Trippie Redd, he would start making music and dropping it on SoundCloud as early as 2014. He wouldn't really gain any traction, to be completely honest, all the way up until 2019 when his song Remix was posted on the 1400-800 Gang YouTube channel. The channel was ran by Trippie Redd at that time and hosted several music videos from Trippie and other 1400 members. Keeping my opinion to myself, actually, no, I'm not doing that. I'm very confused as to why this man is big as he is. Like, I'm not saying he's trash, but like, from what I've heard, I just don't understand the hype. I apologize. I will say though, I do like that What Would Kanye Do song with Zilly Ocho and his Off the Radar freestyle, but most of his music is abnormally centered around sexual stuff for some reason, like Before the Sex Tape, Sexually Active, Thought Slayer. I don't know, man, to each their own, but the main thing I want to talk about is the whole ring situation that he went through back in 2021. Now, this section is only centered around one specific event that transpired, but there's so many issues around this event, I want to hit most of the baseline issues I have with it. So I personally couldn't find out if bro was actually guilty or not, but it doesn't really matter, because K-Suave and his henchmen are dead set on the fact that he was, so he probably was. Long story short, this guy got accused of stealing K-Suave's ring, and K-Suave posted a video on his Twitter of him and a couple of other people basically beating him up, and it's kind of disturbing, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can't even show the video, I can only show screenshots. Now, stealing for me is definitely ass beating grounds, right? But like, to film it, next level. And then to post it, next level. Second of all, right, and maybe I'm tripping when I say this, but if this were me, right, I'm just gonna handle it by myself. I don't know, it seems like he would have been fine handling it by himself, since the dude is literally just sitting there taking the shit like he was getting a whipping from his dad. It's kind of wild. Throughout the video, he's literally telling his friend to come smack him up a couple of times, and then he does.
You can hit me, keep beating me, bro, and the answer gonna be the same, bro.
Bro, Roy, come smack this nigga up a couple times, bro. Come smack him up.
I mean, maybe he was maybe he was just like sitting there because it's like, what are you gonna do? There's like 3 other guys that are trying to beat me up right now. But it's like, I don't know. If I were the person that had stole the ring, right, I would have just said, I'm gonna be real, I stole it. You know, take the ass beating from like K-Suave and then just call it a day. But I don't know, they were literally jumping him, so it's almost like, what could he possibly have done? That's like me playing devil's advocate to myself. I don't know, the whole situation is insane. I mean, there's so many levels to stupidity in this, I can't even wrap my head around it. I feel like this situation isn't super serious, but then again, it kind of is. Like, you're literally filming an assault on camera and then posting it. Like, think about this. Have y'all ever seen Menace to Society? Y'all remember when Alina's cousin basically pulled up to the block and was like, hey bro, which one of y'all been like dogging my cousin or whatever? And he was just like, shoot, it's me. And then he beats him up. What if this guy that stole the ring or whatever was like just as crazy as that guy in that movie and came back and just killed him? Like, that really could happen. But I don't know, I guess in today's times that's not really as common as you would think. But then again, it's like, it kind of is. I don't know, man. Then you're gonna delete it a couple of days later, like, bruh, this is the internet, we saw that, you're not slick. K-Suave, to my knowledge, hasn't done anything other than this, so I can't really say he's an awful person, but this situation was just next level crazy on his end. You watched him whip, you've watched him nay-nay. Silento, my fault. Bro had one of the biggest hits of all time back in 2015, but nobody thought that his next hit would be his fucking cousin. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, that's so dark. Let me chill out. Actually, we're not even gonna talk about that. I think I actually want to make a whole video about that situation. Let me know if y'all want that. So skipping over to the next situation. Oh my god. Saving the absolute worst one for last, right? Cardi B. I'm gonna be real with y'all as I usually am. I never liked this woman. Like, even when she was on Love and Hip Hop and I would watch that show with my mom sometimes, I always thought she was just annoying. She's really loud. Her accent is annoying. It's a lot going going on with Cardi B that I just don't like. I'm sorry. Cardi B has been in the headlines pretty recently actually for just snapping on people. Now, not without reason. I mean, in this video here, someone in the crowd clearly throws something at her and her intrusive thoughts immediately won that battle, so she threw the mic at them. Honestly, cannot blame her for that one, cause me personally, I might do a little worse, especially if I can visibly see who threw it at me. Yeah, but then she threw the mic at her DJ and she explains here why she threw it at him.
Me and my partner, my DJ, he was just not doing his job right.
So she said he wasn't doing his job right. Bruh, now that's dickhead behavior, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real. If I'm a DJ, right, and let's say a song starts playing too early, you know, and you throw the microphone at me, I'm gonna have to beat your ass, real shit. Or you gonna have to have your security hold me back, because there's no way. Like, I feel like that's not really a valid reason, you know? The logic isn't logicking. I remember Comethazine did that, Biggie Smalls did that. You know, she could have went the X route and did this.
Fuck, man! What the fuck is you doing, nigga?
I would rather someone yell at me than just throw some shit at me, just saying. But that's not even the worst thing. Cardi B has openly admitted that she at one point was drugging men and robbing them. Now, here's the double standard, right? What if a man said this? Do you think he would have a career after admitting that he drugs women? Like, roles reversed. I mean, we're not talking about Rick Ross when he said she didn't even know it or whatever the hell he was talking about. That line still hasn't been explained. But like, what if this was a man? We would all collectively tear him apart. But Cardi B openly admitted to doing this and she just flies under the radar with it. Like, it's kind of crazy, bro. But yeah, man, what do y'all think about that? Is Cardi B going as Bill Cosby for Halloween this year? Is K-Swab too horny? Is Travis Scott the biggest dick on the planet? Discuss in the comments. I'm out of here.